During their biannual conference, Texas Republicans adopted a pretty extreme wish list, which includes, among many other things, a provision ensuring that no Democrat would be able to win a statewide position, ever. In addition to codifying school prayer, the complete abolition of abortion rights, and a triple down on oil and gas, the Republican Party of Texas has voted on a policy proposal that would require any candidate for statewide office to win in a majority of the state's 254 counties to secure election. So, yeah, Proposal 21 states, the state legislature shall cause to be enacted a state constitutional amendment to add the additional criteria for election to a statewide office to include the majority vote of the counties, with each individual county being assigned one vote allocated to the popular majority vote winner of each individual county. So that means even if there are more Democratic voters, like that are concentrated in cities, right? Overall, their votes would still not be equal to a handful of people in rural counties. So because there are more of these rural counties that would vote for Republicans than more actual people, human beings in cities that would vote Democrat. So now, right now, Democratic voters in Texas are heavily concentrated in a handful of some of their major cities, right? Now, obviously, those cities do not, operate in, they're not part of the vast majority of counties. And so you have many, many, many more counties that are rural in Texas that tend to vote for, again, Republicans. They dominate these sparsely populated rural counties. So now, to show you the difference here, in November of 2022, Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott had secured re-election with 54.8% of the vote. Clearly, he's the winner. Obviously, that's why he's the current governor and not Beto O'Rourke. Now, he received about 43.9% of the vote. That means, over 40% of eligible registered voters cast their ballot for Beto O'Rourke. However, when you look at his support, how many counties went for O'Rourke during the election, he actually got a majority in only 19 of the state's 254 counties. So, whoa! Now, O'Rourke's support was concentrated in cities like Dallas, Houston, and Austin. He did not get the support of rural counties, and so only 19 out of 254. So now, if you get 60% of all registered voters on your side, or 55%, 52%, whatever, if you get a majority from the actual voters, it still wouldn't matter if you don't get the majority of all the counties, which are Republican. So you would have to win all the Republican counties in order to actually win a statewide election under this proposal. There's no possible way. You could win the majority of people, but not win the majority of the counties, which means you don't win. That's insane. Democrats would never be able to win a statewide office ever. And that's it. And here's the thing, right? It's not like Republicans aren't already crushing it in Texas, okay? Look, they have the governorship, they have the lieutenant governorship, they have the attorney general, they have the comptroller, they have got all 9 justices on the state Supreme Court, and both U.S. senators. Why are they doing this? It's because they're afraid of losing power. So they're solidifying it in such a way where it could never, ever be dislodged. Now, there's another point to this as well. Now, look, this could be unconstitutional due to the Voting Rights Act, okay? So how this would work is that basically it would disenfranchise a lot of minority voters who happen to be in the cities, and basically, having them all in those districts, diluting their voice, making it so their votes don't matter. So now, if this gets challenged, well, then Republicans bring it to the Supreme Court, which could actually end up weakening the Voting Rights Act further, which could be the intent here. Now, there's another pretty disturbing change which the party had approved, and that is, of course, the crackdown on dissent within Republican ranks. The Texas Tribune noted that the party approved changes that would dramatically increase the consequences of censure, which were used most recently to punish House Speaker Dade Phelan for his role in impeaching Ken Paxton and against U.S. Representative Tony Gonzalez for voting for gun safety legislation. Under the changes, any person who was censured by the party would actually be banned for 2 years from appearing on Republican primary ballots. That includes judges. Judges are elected in partisan elections as well in Texas, and they're supposed to be nonpartisan, but come on. If you're running partisan elections in order to get elected, then you're not going to be nonpartisan when you get in the bench. It's ridiculous. So now, here's the funny thing, right? Republican heads were exploding over states wanting to ban Trump from the ballot for engaging in insurrection, and that was before, of course, the Supreme Court shut that whole thing down. Texas had even threatened to ban Biden if Colorado was allowed to ban Trump. And so it's like, oh, yeah, oh, you're going to ban? Oh, well, we're going to ban. But again, and that was supposed to be like, to show you how wrong this is, banning people from the ballot, we are going to ban people from the ballot. But it turns out they actually do believe in banning people from the ballot, just, members that don't toe the party line. At the state level, they're going to literally take you off the ballot if you don't fall in line with the 100% with the rest of what the party actually wants to do. And now, look, none of this is actually codified yet, but still, this is part of their platform. This is their wish list of things that they want to do. Now, censure, remember, censure is supposed to be something that's like a shame on you, right? I really want you to think about what you did. You are censured. But in Texas, they're taking it way, way further and literally wanting to prevent you from being able to run in a Republican primary. That's insane. Totally insane. The party also voted to unilaterally close its primaries. They no longer have an open primary process, bypassing the legislature in a move intended to keep Democrats from being able to vote in Republican primaries. Okay? Look, what other evidence do you need at this point to show the Republican Party in Texas is completely authoritarian? Again, they want to control the elections and rig the processes to ensure that they always win. And that's not conspiratorial. That is the reality of what they want to do. They're showing you. And I'm not talking about stuffing ballot boxes, right? No, it's just making sure that the votes from Democrats don't mean anything, diluting it, using, the fact that they have all these Republican counties, these red counties with like 5 people in them, being able to dilute the voice of the few counties which are massively filled with Democratic voters that happen to be in the cities. That's how they're doing it. Not only that, but they're also indoctrinating young people with religion, wanting to be have the Bible taught in public schools as not an objective course. No, this is, we're going to go to Bible study in class. Insanity. They're showing us, though, through their wish list, their actions, what they want the rest of the country to be like. One party rule under Christian nationalism.